Well, we are back. The
We
Backport
are
Sports
back.
Podcast with your boy Fonz.
And Quan.
And so we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. As promised, we're going to do this double header today.
Yeah, double header.
Double header because we got to go and get done with this doggone these episodes of this way too early predictions. You know,
Yeah,
we
been
late.
dragging them. Yeah,
Foot,
we've been dragging. So
yeah,
we can go ahead and pick
yeah,
it up.
been foot dragging around here, but here we go.
Yeah.
All right, NFC West.
Mm-hmm.
I think the division winner was the Seahawks last year.
Yeah, I believe so.
And they got beat up in the wild card round by the Rams.
Yeah.
Highly improbable. I don't know. But no, the Rams got a good defense, so I can't even call it.
Yeah, very good defense. Yeah.
All right, So let's see here. I'm interested in seeing what you say about the West.
Okay.
My brother.
Okay. So what I got to say about it is let me share the screen up. Yeah,
I know this is newfangled technology. Just don't make no sense.
Up there it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, the NFC West is one of the hardest divisions in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I got both of us each side. Of course, I'm on the left, you on the right.
Mm-hmm.
So, NFC West, the toughest division, like I said, the division that has defense, who has either signed a lot of good players,
Right,
or who already had a good defense already.
Mm-hmm.
So some signings that I can just remember, Arizona went out and got J.J. Watt, which was a huge signing. Now, if J.J. Watt can stay healthy, I believe he can do damage.
If the old man can stay healthy.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy, he can do damage. So I got Seattle repeating again, going 12-5.
Okay.
I feel like Arizona is the second best team in that division, including their offense and defense. With them having D-Hop and Larry Fitzgerald over there, and wide receiver, they signed James Conner, former Pittsburgh Steelers player, which I know a lot about. James Conner is a good running back, don't get me wrong.
He just can't stay healthy.
He can't stay healthy. And if we being honest, we should have just paid Le'Veon Bell when he wanted his money. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's bird of another color.
Yeah. So I got them going 11-6. 49ers going 9-8. That's because last year, I really don't count what they went through last year because they had tons of injuries. They was a banged up team.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I feel bad for them. But their defense, I feel like they can win 9 games. I'm really not too big on Jimmy Garoppolo.
Me neither.
You know what I'm saying? He's all right, but they got very lucky these last few years, man. I mean, I remember a game he only threw like 4 or 5 passes, ran the ball the whole entire time. So that's
their defense ate too. Their defense kind of ate too.
Yeah, their defense is great,
Mm-hmm.
but not too big on the 49ers this year. I feel like a lot has changed in this division, and for them really not to have so much to say as far as signings and stuff like that. Basically like the same team coming back. I don't think they have too much success, but I do think they'll have enough to get 9-8. And last but not least, the Rams. Now, I got them going 8-9. But, like I said, going back to that defense, man, their defense is great. Don't get me wrong. And, now that I'm sort of looking at it, maybe I should have picked the Rams third and 49ers fourth, just because I love Aaron Donald. I love what he brings to the Rams.
Right.
He is like, the Ray Lewis of the Rams.
Ain't gonna say all that.
But I'm saying, Ray Lewis was the heartbeat of the Ravens defense.
Yeah, it's the homer in me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I understand. You gonna do your Baltimore thing
this weekend.
Yeah. But I got them going 8-9.
Okay.
Just because they do have a new quarterback in town, Matthew Stafford. Don't know what he's gonna bring to the table. His first year in a new offense, new city, new team, new playbook, new offense coordinator, all that good jazz. So it's a lot to take, but their defense is great enough. Now, don't get me wrong. Now they might prove me wrong and actually win 9 or more wins. I think they can go 10. I really think they might go 10. But
that's interesting.
Just looking at it from right now, I'm just gonna stick to my 8 and 9.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay, that's
those
good.
Those are my predictions.
I like that. I like the consistency that you had with your predictions. So I'm gonna go ahead and get mine. Seattle, I got them going 11-6, because they're Seattle.
Yeah.
And more often than not, with the exception of maybe 1 year, they've always won that division. You know what I'm saying? Not a big believer in their defense per se. No. But and yeah, everybody knows how I feel about Russell Wilson, but it's like I gotta give him this by default. Right. The Rams, actually, I got them going 10-7. Okay. Been doing a little research on the Rams. Of course, they got Matthew Stafford. Initially, I didn't really think too much of that trade.
Yeah.
But he's a baller somewhat. If that he broke a lot of Detroit Lions records. That's because he had Megatron and whatever. But I just want to see what they do. I think that's going to be like the rematch for the wild card. Arizona, I got them 9-8. Now this is where I had problems with Arizona. Arizona is like the up and coming team in that division. I like Kyler Murray. I know I probably have said it in the past. I didn't think too much of him. I kind of like him because he got a little grit about him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you have to when you that size.
Yeah. He's about as tall as a nickel, so he got to have that little grit. But I like that toughness he got. I think he's going to improve as a passer. Ever so slightly. I got them in that same 5-year plan that I had the Browns. But I think they're gonna do 9-8 at worst. Still a winning record.
All right.
That's like the old 500 from back in the day.
Yeah.
And 49ers, I kind of echo what you said about Garoppolo. I mean, he's okay, but he's not a world beater.
No.
If somebody was to tell me that Garoppolo was the reason why they made it to the Super Bowl a couple of years back, I would call them a bold-faced lie because that defense was elite.
Yes, it was.
I mean, anytime, not to even throw salt, but when Pittsburgh played them, at Sad Fred, Pittsburgh got 6 turnovers and still lost. So that speaks to the direction of that defense. But I'm just not a believer in their offense.
Terrible.
The old saying is defense wins championships, and thinking about the pedigree that I have known and loved for the past going on almost 30 years, like I'm a full believer in defense because you got to stop the other team. Tampa Bay proved that. You got to stop them, regardless of the condition, regardless of injuries. You got to stop them. Right. And like I said, 49ers, I got them going 8-9. And that's kind of generous. Now, if a key player gets injured, that win total is going to drop. But as we always say, it's way too early.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I mean, it is. It's getting late, but it's
getting late, but it's early. Yeah, it's like 10 a.m.
Yeah. But that narrative about defense win championships. I feel like it's starting to melt. I feel like it's like the current iceberg starting to melt just because you see what high-powered offense can get you to. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Let's look at them. They didn't score a touchdown in the Super Bowl, but let's look at them.
Well, no, they didn't. But I'm pretty sure, and I bet money on this. You take it to the bank. They did not win those games because their defense played well. They won those games because their defense played enough just so they can hold off the other team. But they do not have an elite defense like these 4 teams do.
They don't. They don't. They're not built for the long haul as far as how we're going to stop somebody if it's like 4th and a little bit, and you know what I'm saying. But but Tampa Bay wrote the book. They played cover 2 the entire night.
Yeah.
And
blitzed everything
down. They blitzed everything down. They made him uncomfortable in that pocket.
Right. But I'm just really speaking from before that Super Bowl, before they got exposed, before now the league knows how to, well, at least I think they do, because, teams can change up their, strategies or whatever.
They know how to game plan now.
They know how to game plan them now. But if you think about it, if the 49ers go and play the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I believe Kansas would have won. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Just because
they did it already.
They don't, their defense is good, but Jimmy Garoppolo can't go toe-to-toe with no.
But the thing is,
Patrick Mahomes.
The thing is, it's not even about Jimmy Garoppolo versus Patrick Mahomes. This is where the tale of the tape happened. It was the San Fran defense versus the KC offense. Now, they was down 10? Kansas City was in the Super Bowl, but they just came back. When your offense cannot sustain a drive and your defense just got off the field, your defense is still gassed.
Well, yeah.
Especially if the opposing offense has like a 10, 12-minute drive. And and the majority of that drive, they just running at you.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, yes, defense can win championships because Tampa Bay proved it. Tampa Bay was like, no, we're not run committing. You can run all night.
Yeah.
You're not going to beat me with your arm. Tyreek Hill is not going to get 300 on me tonight.
Yeah.
And they proved it.
Yeah.
They said Travis did a great job. They said Travis Kelce, you're not going to go off on us tonight. He did not even get in the end zone. He got over 100 yards. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But when all those cogs are not working together cohesively, then you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, like, I think the best defense in the NFC West is the Rams. Now, they lost a couple of pieces to injury and whatever, but I still think the totality of the defense is in LA.
I agree. I'm not big on Seattle. I'm not big on Seattle.
Legion of Boom is done.
If I had to put them in order, it would be the Rams defense first. I would put 49ers second, Cardinals third, and Seahawks has probably got one of the worst defense in that division.
Right. I agree.
So, but I do feel like even though if you do have a good defense, you do have to complement it with some type of offense. And the 49ers don't have but so many weapons that they can use.
Exactly.
They got some good players, but I really starts up with that quarterback situation and that running back situation. Now Mozart is pretty good. He's good. He's fast. He's more of an angle back. Like, you give him an angle, I don't think he's more of like a power runner or anything like that. He's not
a hit the A gap type.
He's a receiving back. That's what he is. He's a receiving back. He do the check downs and all that good stuff. He's like a Alvin Kamara, but not so
dynamic.
Not as talented. Yeah, not so dynamic.
Yeah.
So that's our NFC West. So we're gonna hit you with the other one,
which is the AFC West, and we were just talking about these fellas. Can I go first with this one?
Sure.
All right, so I got Kansas City winning 10 games. I can't even. And see, this is why I'm conflicted at, because I want to say either at minimum or at maximum 10 games.
I think it's at. I think it's at.
You think it's at so they can win more than 10 games?
I think so. I do think so. It's not too much. I understand that a lot of teams on this, have gained knowledge on them.
Yeah.
The league is still, now the Buccaneers might have got them, but you have to remember that they're in a whole nother conference.
They don't see them
Number
much.
2, NFC West. I mean NFC. I mean not NFC. NFC teams normally always have better defense than AFC teams.
Oh yeah,
always.
With the exception of maybe about 3 teams, and I'm not talking like recently. I'm talking about historically. Your Denver's, your Baltimore's, maybe New England, of course Pittsburgh. Yeah. Outside of them teams, defense in the AFC is at a minimum. Maybe the Chargers, maybe at some point.
Yeah.
But I got them winning 10 because the book has been written.
Yeah, it has.
The book has been written. Now, granted, if there's game film out on that game, everybody has a copy of that Super Bowl by now. Everybody is going to try to play that same cover 2 scheme.
Well, everybody ain't going to succeed at it, though.
Everybody is not going to succeed because in that scheme, you need talented linebackers. You need a D line that's going to say, somebody going to need to be double teamed.
And good zone safeties.
And you need them good zone safeties. Now, they played each other during the regular season last year. And that's the game Tyreek Hill went off for like 265 in 3 tubs. And
so they had a lot of film on him.
So that story's been written.
Yeah.
So come Super Bowl time, Todd Bowles is like, hey, try it if you want to. In so many words. He run all night, pass to Kelsey all night, but I dare you to get that ball to Tyreek Hill. Next, I got
them down.
Yeah, they locked them up. Next, I got the Raiders. I got them going 8-9. I like Derek Carr. Just a tad. I like Derek Carr just a little bit. I think the Raiders, they're slowly turning it around. They was the first team to beat the Kansas City Chiefs last year at Kansas City. And I feel like they're slowly... I always liked John Gruden. I like John Gruden back from his first stint in Oakland. That was like in the late 90s. So I always had a respect for John Gruden. I got them going 8-9. 8 is maximum. See, with them, it could go either way though. Same with
what? Looking at my predictions, mine don't even make sense, but it's okay.
Right? I was looking at it like, oh my Jesus. But I got the Chargers with the same record.
Yikes.
Second year quarterback, I like him. But again, you're coming out of a tough division and you're playing a tough division this year in the AFC North. So I'm gonna give them 8-9. Maybe the Raiders and the Chargers fight for that second slot. So whoever wins that second place is gonna be a team to make the playoffs. And the Broncos. I know one of my boys, he a Broncos fan. He like the only Broncos fan I've ever met down this far North Carolina. I got him going 5-12. 5 is minimum. They could easily win at least 9 games by the way their defense is being built. Von Miller coming back, but I don't see him being at peak Von Miller because he's a little older now. And I think he came out the same. Matter of fact, he came out the same draft with Cam Newton. Cam Newton went 1, Von Miller went 2. But I got them going 5-12. Now maybe somewhere down the line, something will click in Denver. So maybe they can go up and win at least 8. If they could do that, hats off to them. But only thing is keeping me from saying, okay, definite 8 games is the quarterback situation. Yeah. I mean, regardless of your defense, even though I love defense, but regardless of your defense, you need at least a capable game manager.
Yeah.
He got to be capable. Like, he got to be like the Ryan Fitzpatrick type dude. Dude give you 6 weeks, and then, the defense figure out the other 2. But, yeah. I mean, yeah. But that's my prediction. With Kansas City winning that division. And a toss-up between the Raiders and the Chargers for that second spot.
Well, being that mine has totally just looks like buffoonery.
Not buffoonery.
Let me edit this real quick, right in front of y'all.
See, we transparent here at BPS, man. We'll go ahead and do it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it and I thought I had it right, but I'm just gonna switch it like that, and I'm just gonna do it just like that. That's how I'm gonna fop it.
Yeah, just fop it on. Hey, you gotta fop when you fop.
But yeah. So I got Kansas winning 9 games.
Ouch.
So, you know, looking at their schedule, a lot of things taking, you know, perspective or whatever. I feel like they might win 9 games. 9, 10, however many. Ooh. You got 10, I got 9.
Is that minimum or maximum?
That's minimum. Right. I could be underrating them a whole lot. But
sleeping on them, man.
No, it's not necessarily sleeping on them. But I do feel like the league is
kind of catching up
to them now.
You're right.
So the same tricks that dog used to do through the hoop is no longer entertaining them more.
Even Siegfried and Roy's Tiger turned on them at one point, you know.
Yeah.
So,
but I got the Chargers coming second. I like Justin Herbert. I do. I like the kid.
Okay.
He's a very talented quarterback, young quarterback. He has a lot of potential. He has a great team. I feel like he has a great team around him. And you know, I feel more comfortable with the Chargers than I do with the Raiders. Okay. Now the Raiders got to come in through it. Not third, but through it.
Through it. Oh man.
And
not the Uid.
Yeah. And you know, I don't know what, you know, the Raiders got going on. You know, I know they're better than the Broncos.
By a smidge because of quarterback.
By a smidge. Yeah. So that's why you go 7-9. And last but not least, the Broncos. You know, y'all guys go 6-11. Y'all can't continue to put all y'all trust in old Von Miller. Don't get me wrong, the guy is a beast.
I mean, if they would have traded for him today, I would lobby for that. Like, he could be a situational pass rusher.
Yeah, y'all have not built around this man ever since DeMarcus Ware. And when y'all had DeMarcus Ware,
I could take it back. Further. Elvis Doomerville, when they let him go,
and him too. But when y'all did build around this man, y'all went to the Super Bowl or deep in the playoffs. You know, so y'all don't have that same defense no more, and we're not even going to speak on y'all offense.
Their defense is solid though.
Their defense solid.
They could possibly have the best defense in that division. It's just that their offense is
trash. I don't say it. Their offense is trash.
It's like they won that last Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. They was like, hey, whatever.
You know? Y'all let all y'all pieces go. You know, this is not the same team y'all had with Peyton Manning. This is not.
And that offense wasn't good.
Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders and all these good, you know, wide receivers or whatever. Y'all don't have that anymore. Y'all have a solid defense, and we all know the water cycle. Solids can turn into liquid real quick. So I got y'all going 6-11 though, and you know, I really, you know, this division is really like a toss up to me. Just if everybody in their division play their part, you know, Kansas City has been the king of that division for the last maybe 2 to 3 years now.
Really about 5, 6. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but I wasn't too big on that.
Yeah, I mean, we was looking at them, but we weren't looking at them. Then they let Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
Well, when Patrick Mahomes came in, he kind of changed the game a lot.
He did.
And, you know, don't get me wrong, Patrick Mahomes is a future Hall of Famer.
Oh, most definitely.
I don't want to give him that baby GOAT title yet. I don't care how far you can throw the ball or whatever. Baby GOAT definitely bow down to the GOAT this Super Bowl.
I mean,
I don't even acknowledge Tom Brady as the GOAT, but we're not even gonna speak on that either. But you know, Tom Brady is a great quarterback, don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
for him to have that GOAT status already, as a young quarterback, still playing the game, trying, got a lot to prove and still a lot of things to work on.
Mm-hmm. But it's funny that he consistently loses to Tom Brady, if that makes sense. Like,
I think it's a conspiracy.
Wait, I ain't gonna look. I ain't gonna get on that conspiracy train. Yeah, and I'm driving it.
I think it is because. Well, yeah, no, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into it. Yeah, come down to the number 12 and stuff like that. I can go all day about number 12. But we talk all day about him. But yeah, man. So those are my predictions. Yeah. I feel like my predictions is a toss up, really. Yeah. To be quite frank with you, a lot of things can change. I don't quite think it's gonna go down like I think it's gonna go down on paper. Here.
To be honest, none of these predictions will probably go down the way, you know what I'm saying? I just, I felt like we could do that, at least do that portion of it, just to see. Yeah. And then we can revisit it later. Revisit later, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we definitely can. But, yeah, man, so right outside of that, man, the preseason is on its way. Week 1.
Yeah.
We kicked off the Hall of Fame game, the Steelers did, and then we're gonna kick off week 1.
Yeah, y'all backups look better than the Cowboys backups. Wow.
Well, somebody told me one day you never bring boys to a men's game.
That's what they said. Hey, Jay-Z said, don't bring a knife to a gunfight or a pen to a test.
Let me tell you, I watched part of it. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm not too big of a preseason fan.
Yeah,
I don't want to see rookies. Rookies is good. Just depends on what rookie. Now, I did watch Najee Harris a little while.
Oh yeah, he gonna be a stud.
First round pick.
He gonna be all right.
He looks good. My only concern is just don't wear out your talent too much. Don't spend all your money in one place. Right. There's a lot of talk about Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is somehow the underdogs now. The huge underdogs.
I don't like it.
Everybody's saying Pittsburgh. The Big Ben conversation and. The running game, offensive line, and all that good stuff. So we are the huge underdogs.
I don't like it.
A lot of people don't think we're going to do a lot of things, but we'll see.
I'm gonna share this with you about Pittsburgh. See, I've been watching Pittsburgh since '96. We had to play you twice a year. I don't care who's at quarterback. I don't care who's the head coach at the time. If it's yellow and black, I do not count them out. No. The only way I can say, oh yeah, they're done is when they're done. But ain't no way. I'm sorry. But yeah, speaking of preseason, we traveling up to Baltimore this weekend. So to go to the week 1 preseason game against the Saints. My first time at the bank, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
Same experience.
Yeah.
Come January, I guess we both going to the bank this year.
Oh yeah.
I can cash a check.
I'm anxious. See, you say you don't like rookie. I'm anxious to really see the rookies and see what's really going on. I can read about it. I can see it on YouTube, but to see it in person, so I can determine. So I can have my comfort level. Like, okay, that guy gonna make it. Okay, that guy need to go sit down. So that's why I kind of like the preseason, even though it's a big risk for injury because football is a contact sport.
I'm gonna say I don't. I mean, as far as watching the preseason for the sake of watching rookies play, on TV.
Yeah, it could get kind of.
It's getting a little boring.
It could get because you're not.
I could be wrong now. Maybe in person it could be better.
Right.
But I'll let you do that.
Yeah, and then let you go. And then of course I'm gonna recap. I'm gonna recap it on the next episode. Has pictures or whatever. But
okay.
But I mean, I think it's like preseason is like the D League, if you will, because you need those reps in game time. It's okay to be out there on the practice field, but you need those game reps.
Now, don't get me wrong. Now, those rookies and all those people fighting for a position on the team is important. Never know your starters. One of your starters might get hurt, and you might need one of your people to play for you in the preseason game. So. They are important, don't get me wrong, but as far as for my entertainment, watching it on TV, I'll watch it here and there. Well, technically, the Hall of Fame game was just I guess, just to do.
It wasn't even competitive. Like,
yeah, but I can say this though, our defense looks good. I can say that. Put
it like this: in areas where you think you don't have depth, I think y'all looked all right. You know, as far as don't get me wrong, that's like second and third stringers. Don't get me wrong, but they looked all right. Now,
I mean, we laid
now granted,
rough with them.
But granted, you know, Dallas had a few miscues. How Stephen A. called him the accident waiting to happen. I ain't hating on Dallas. I'm just saying. But I mean, like I said, a lot of this stuff remains to be seen. You know, and personally, I'm just excited to be able to have that stadium experience. I've been trying to do this for almost 30 years. It could be preseason. It could be water season. It could be wet season or dry season. I don't care. I'm going.
Yeah, I can't wait till January to get here, man. I'm excited too. This is my first game going up to Baltimore in January. It's gonna be cold.
Hostile environment.
Hopefully, that's fine with me. It's gonna be playoff time. See, y'all know what time it is.
I just hope by that time we don't have nothing to play for.
I just hope that we do, because every time that we don't, it always end up in the wrong matter, you know? So I'm hoping that we in the predicament
where you ain't got to tell me.
We have something to play for, but we don't have too much to play for. Just enough to play our starters. Put it like that. How about that? You know
at least for the half.
I mean, we should know our lesson by now. I mean, this is like, ever since I've been watching Pittsburgh play, and we've been having good records. You know, for the years that we've been having winning records,
right?
We always sit down our starters the last week of football, and every single time we get our butt kicked the first round of the playoffs.
But see, Cleveland, they owed y'all that. I'm sorry, y'all been everybody been having their way with Cleveland. So you
especially us.
Sometimes you got to charge stuff to the game. Like they owed y'all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like a few years back, we finally beat y'all in the playoffs. Y'all used to sit us home packing just about every year, and we finally got one. So it happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, understandable.
It happens.
Yeah, so preseason's on its way,
starting
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So definitely, you know, we're going to game plan a lot of other things now that we finished with our early predictions.
Yes.
I really feel like we can, you know, we started this podcast at the tail end of the season around the Super Bowl. So this is our first time actually having podcasts during the season, you know, which I feel like would be a whole lot more interesting now. We have probably a lot more debates, stuff going on now. The season starting.
Especially if it's something to play for, you know what I mean? Yeah. See, right now we just surveying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we just surveying, but it definitely, I really think it's going to be a whole lot better. The season starting and everything, and I'm excited.
I'm ready
for the season, and I'm excited for, you know, some of the topics that we'll be covering up here, man. So
yeah,
that's
I mean, that's what's up, and I'm just happy that football is back.
God, I mean, you know, basketball is good. Don't get me wrong,
but it's something about that oblong pigskin in it, with them numbers.
With them helmets and chin straps on and the cleats and
got the cleats tied and helmets on and got they pads on, running hard.
Yeah, man. So if nothing else, man, this has been a good show.
Oh yeah. And we're gonna go ahead and sign off. This has been the Backport Sports Podcast with your boy Fonz
and Quan.
And we out of here.